Welcome to Kinda Keto with Donna. I'm Donna. On this channel, I like to do recipe videos, restaurant reviews, maybe some grocery hauls here and there, but mostly a lot of cooking recipes, and just to share with you what I eat in a day, in a week, in a month, in the past year and 2 months that I've been on the keto low carb lifestyle. So join me, won't you? Today, my hubster Bob has suggested going to a fun little place downtown called White Duck Taco Shop. So come along with me and see how I can make even that meal. A little low carb, maybe even keto. Depends on how many grams of carbs are in what I find. But it's always good there, so join me.
This is the famous White Duck Taco Shop. It's so cool. It's just a fun little place, great food. There's a couple of locations, and one came close to us, and we were very excited. Alright, with the sun, it's hard to see. But anyway, so here are the tacos that they have. I usually get 2 tacos, and the thing I always get is the mole roasted duck for one of them, and they are out. I'm so sad. But our other choices are steak and cheese. Thai peanut chicken, jerk chicken, chicken tikka masala, which I've never tried. We got fish, lamb gyro woodwork, barbecue carnitas, and crispy pork belly. That's the one I'm having. So 2 tacos for me. Alright, so here's the fish on the left, and the wonderful crispy on the edges pork belly. Yay, now I am going to make this a low-carb meal in a snap. Alright, so you take a taco, you swap it out for my nice homemade keto tortilla, and guess what? In a flash, you now have low-carb tacos. What do you think? And I brought my little electrolyte drink because I'm not sitting inside. You know, we're not having weight service. I wouldn't do that if I had weight service. But just a little outdoor joint, and now I can enjoy my tacos with these wonderful toppings and these wonderful ingredients, and have a great day out. See ya. They're out. Now see, I'm trying to show this one hand holds up really well. Look at all that stuff that's in there. And my tortilla is holding up wonderfully, and it's so good. Okay, to make your own easy keto tortillas, the ingredients you're going to need are almond flour, always super fine and blanched, xanthan gum, baking powder, 1 little egg, some water, and salt. And that is all you need. And the xanthan gum, if you don't use it very often, I have been finding more uses for it. I got it at Walmart for $4.28, was kind of the best deal. You don't need much of it. And this recipe I got off the internet from Instapix.com, and I will put a link at the bottom for that. I'm going to show you how easy this comes together.
Okay, to a food processor, we are going to add 1 cup of the almond flour. Then we have the xanthan gum. That's going to be 1 tablespoon. Yeah, I didn't think I'd use all this xanthan gum. I'm almost out. And this is kind of what pulls it together. So 1 tablespoon of that. Got my baking powder. Sorry, it's a little tight spot right there. Baking powder. And that's only going to be a 1/2 teaspoon. I'm sure you have that on hand. 1/2 teaspoon. Okay. And then 1 egg. Okay. Then we have our 1 egg. Put that in there. 1 little egg. And we've got some water, just room temperature water, filtered water, whatever kind of water you like. Just a tablespoon. Amazing how all this comes together. Alrighty. And last but not least, a pinch of salt. Little pinch. Here we go. That is all the ingredients. All right, and then we're just going to blend this up just a little bit until dough forms. So let's see. I'm all plugged up and ready to go. Look at that in real time. That's already done. So we're going to take our dough out of the food processor. Found a piece of plastic wrap. This came together so good. Actually, there's a little wetness on the bottom here. I'm just going to mix it all up. All right, and once you got your little ball, or once you got your blob anyway, all right, and then it says put on some plastic wrap and knead with your hands. So you can either wrap it in the plastic, or I just use a plastic glove and sort of just do it by hand. Speaking of doing it by hand, you definitely do not need to use a food processor. That is just one more thing to have to clean. And I have done it by hand before, and it works just as fine. It takes maybe 2 more extra minutes out of your day. It even smells like dough. Xanthan gum is amazing. I gotta make sure I say xanthan gum, not xanthum. There's no M in there. Alright, that's pretty much needed. Alright, now I'm gonna make a little ball. Alrighty. Or sort of a flattened ball. It's gonna come together when you roll it out later, but about there. Let's see. You see? Okay. Then, there, just gonna put it in a bowl, and you do need to let it rest for 15 minutes. Maybe activates the xanthan gum, I don't know. So why mess with perfection? So this is your dough. You're just gonna give it 15 minutes, and we're getting ready for some keto tortillas. Back in a few. Okay, there are 2 ways to roll out your dough when it's ready. One is in between 2 pieces of parchment paper with a rolling pin. And to make it nice and pretty on the edges, if you have a little saucepan lid about, let's see, about 6.5 inches wide, that is perfect. I'll show you how to do that at the end. And we have just a few more minutes to wait for our dough. Okay, that 15 minutes just flew by. I started getting ready, going out later. Got our dough now. We're just gonna divvy it up. Now this recipe calls for 5 tortillas, but I find it works really much better with 4, and it's easier to cut into 4s. So I use a little pastry cutter there, and then I'm going to take each one of these 4 and make a little ball out of them. Actually, this one looks a little dinky, so there we go. And that way you can kind of see how your balls are coming along. So just kind of mush them together a little bit, just so they'll hold. And this only takes a minute. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ha ha ha! 4 tortilla balls. That looks about pretty good there to me. Yeah, maybe I'll take one from one, put it on the other one. There we go. Make it a little more even. Okay, so there are 2 ways to keep on going with your tortillas, with your keto tortillas. You take your little ball, you put it on a piece of parchment paper, flatten it out a little bit with your hand, put another piece of parchment paper on there, and that's where you use your rolling pin, and then kind of roll from the center just like you would like a pie dough. And obviously not as big. So these are kind of in between. They're not the huge, large tortillas, but they're not the, I don't know, I guess I could call it maybe street tacos, but maybe just a little bit bigger than that, I'd say. Yeah, and then you've got your little lid there, and you have a general idea how it's coming along, which direction to go in. Yeah, it's not going to be perfect, but if you want perfection, I'm going to show you another trick. Let's look at that one. The parchment paper comes right off, and then you don't push down on it very much. And just take a knife and just kind of go around the edges. Yeah, so it's kind of that shape. Here you go. And you got yourself one tortilla. Stay tuned for a better way to do it. I'm telling you the definite better way here. If you make this more than once, and I believe you will, definitely invest in one of these tortilla presses. I was hesitant for a long time. I even looked in Goodwill. I didn't mind spending $5 for it, but I didn't want to spend a whole $20, oh my God, for it. That's all it is. It's like $18 on Amazon. I'll leave a link if I can find it for you. But this thing is awesome and quick, and you will want to just press anything you can in there. It's awesome. You do have to remember to put some parchment paper down because it will stick to the cast iron. But you take your little ball, plop it in the middle, use another piece of parchment paper, down, down, boom, tortilla. That's so much fun. If you miss it, you want to see it again, there's my ball. When you squish it with your hand, you probably don't even have to. Put your second piece of parchment on, put the plate down, and boom, done. Look at that. And it's the perfect size. And it's so easy. It's just the right thickness. Okay, the last step, kind of sealing it in, I guess, is taking those tortillas to a dry pan on about medium-high heat for 30 seconds. Flip over another 5 seconds and just put it on a plate. That's all you got to do. So we got first one. Actually, this is a big one. I thought maybe I could do two at once. There we go. Sorry. Two at once. 30 seconds. Only 30 seconds. Sorry. You don't want to overcook it. And watch it. Don't walk away. Alright, so you can see a little bit of the difference. That's the before on the left. And then see it's got a couple little bubbles, turn kind of yellowish white. That's what you want. And they're done. Well, I hope you liked that video and gave you some suggestions there. Oh, please try those easy tortillas. They're so much fun to make. And you can freeze them as well. I usually make the batch of 4, maybe have 2, and put 2 in the freezer. And boy, that press is so much fun to use. You just want to make tortillas all day long. So come on, you can do it. Give it a shot. Until next time, I'm Donna with Kinda Keto with Donna. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me if you think this is a good idea, if it was a good tip, if you might try it. If you have tried something like that before and you like a different kind of recipe, let me know. And consider subscribing. Until next time, bye.